Hey, before this video starts, I want to share with you that this is part of a much larger video series called Prep Tech. These Prep Tech courses available at repairmasterclass.com teach you how to repair musical instruments. There's courses available for band and orchestra instruments, so go check out repairmasterclass.com and find a course that's right for you. Flute springs come off, and they cause all sorts of problems. The most freaked out customers who run into the shop are always flute customers the night of the concert. The instrument's been working just fine. They've been polishing their instrument for the night of the concert, and suddenly their flute doesn't play. What's going on? A spring has come off. I want to show you a couple of the places where springs are most likely to come off and what you should expect on all of your springs on your flute. Let's start with the trill keys. So we've got two trill keys here, and oftentimes both springs will be on this first post here, or like this one, we only have one spring, and the other spring is on the far opposite side and underneath this last post. So for the trill keys, you've got another post that's further down the flute, but that's for all four of these guys. We've got this post here that the trill key comes down to, and its other spring is located back here. These flute springs, when I'm polishing the instruments, are really accessible. And oftentimes one of them will just get knocked off the flute and not sitting there. It looks close though. Do you see this? When you first take a quick look at that, that spring looks like it's in the right spot. And it is. It's lined up this way, but it's not set back behind here where it's actually pulling. So what this feels like is when I go to push on a trill key, the trill key just stays. It doesn't pull back down. This guy with the spring still on it will actually pull itself right straight back down, where the other one, not at all. That tells me the spring's out of the way. Every spring on the flute is going to be hooked up on this side. Not this side, but this side. So when I go to look at that spring, and I can actually see that spring on this side of the flute, I know I've got a problem. I need to push that guy back around to where it's hooked up on this side, and now all of a sudden, that key works right. But where that spring is on this side over here, then that key is not working at all. The next spring down is also one that's a culprit. When this guy is out here and you can see that that's not on that hook or in that hook, we need to be able to move it. Now if you have a flute hook like this is just a crochet hook that's been filed down so I can grab a hold and pull things. These are great. You can also buy commercial versions of these. Or if you don't have anything, a number 2 pencil with the lead broke off is just great. Just break the tip off, reach in underneath there, and they work just fabulous as a spring hook. The same thing can happen all the way down the body on the flute. Like here you've got your right hand keys, your F, your E, and the springs are tucked in nice and tight in underneath there. Between your F and E, you've got two springs back in there. One's going to go for here, one's going to go for your F, but you've got two springs back in there that you need to worry about. A lot of people will try to gain access to those back here, but it's really difficult to do so. We almost always do it from this direction. So I can come in here and I can gain access to those springs where now this guy is not working very well. But if I get back in there and hook him back up, now all of a sudden this is popping and feels great again. Another place that your springs may fall out is with your left hand thumb. This guy has a big long flat spring that lays underneath here, and sometimes this flat spring can be pulled down the body out of the way. Usually what we need to do is we need to take this rod out so the key comes off, because the screw right there that's holding that flat spring on is probably really loose, and we need to tighten that down so that spring stays in its place. Then we simply put this key back on, shove the rod back through there, screw it down and tight again, and that's going to sit right here. Now both the key and the lever both have a spring, and that same problem could be happening on either one of them. So you've got these two flat springs back here underneath your thumb. There are several places that springs can wreak havoc on your flute, but with the emergency repair guide from Repair Masterclass, this can be a breeze. We'll show you step-by-step instructions on where to look and how to get those back on. Go to repairmasterclass.com today and get your copy for free.